What is the best way of getting consistent freelance client as an African? That is what we are going to talk about in this video. Hi there, my name is Sadiq Umar, and this video is going to be based on my personal experience of becoming a full-time freelancer. Every freelancer wants to have a consistent freelance client, and that is because you cannot be a full-time freelancer without having consistent client. If you are wondering where you are going to get the next client, or if you are wondering whether you are going to have enough client next month, it is going to be harder for you to become a full-time freelancer. So getting a consistent freelance client is a must if you intend to become a full-time freelancer. Before we get started, there is something you need to keep in mind. The process that I am going to share with you is a process that will help you generate consistent freelance client over time. It's not a process that you can start this week and by the end of the month you are generating consistent client. That's not how it works. It's a process that takes time. So with that in mind, let's get started. The first step is be active where your potential client go when they are looking to hire a freelancer. Now there are many places that people go when they are looking for freelancer. Some people go to a freelancing platform, some people go to YouTube, some people search on Google, some people go to social media networks. So being active where your potential client go when they are looking to hire a freelancer is kind of broad. So what I recommend is, as an African, as someone with no experience being a freelancer, the best way to start is to set up your profile in a freelancing platform. There are 3 major freelancing platforms. There are Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer.com. So the first thing you need to do is set up your profile in one of these 3 freelancing platforms. Now all the other channels I mentioned before, such as searching on Google, searching on YouTube, social media networks, those platforms and those mediums work for other people. But if you are starting as an African with no experience, no portfolio, you are not going to get any referrals. Those are not going to be your best option, because there are many challenges around being an African freelancer. So the best and the easiest way is to set up your profile in a freelancing platform. I know what you may be thinking. You might be thinking that you can set up your profile in a freelancing platform and you can set up the Facebook pages, you can join Facebook groups, you can write articles, you can do all of this kind of stuff. But the problem with that is those are not going to help generate client for you when you are starting out. So it is going to be a big waste of time. You will be wasting your time doing something that doesn't really matter when you are just starting out, and that is the fastest way for you to burn out, to lose energy, to lose your motivation. So the best way is to focus on one platform. Choose one freelancing platform, set up your profile, and focus on learning how the platform works, how to navigate the platform, how to write a good proposal. Now, when setting up your profile in one of those freelancing platforms, take inspiration from other freelancers. If you are setting up your profile as a freelance web developer, search for other web developers that are already on the platform. Search for the top rated ones and see how they set up their profile, how they set up their portfolio. Now, I know when you are starting out, you don't have any completed project, so you don't have any portfolio. What you can do right now is you can check their coffee, their introduction, their gigs, and all other details on their profiles. You can use that and you can take inspiration from that and use their profiles as a guide to set up your profile. Now, it's very important not to copy someone's profile. Don't copy someone's profile, take inspiration. And also never steal someone's portfolio. It will be easy to add fake portfolios, but people are going to know. If you add a fake portfolio, your client are going to know, because someone might ask for you to create the same project that you added in your portfolio, and if you didn't create that project, you will not be able to create that same project, and that will end up giving you a bad review. And when you are starting out, a bad review is going to kill your profile. So be careful about adding projects in your portfolio that aren't your project, and only take inspiration from other profiles. Don't copy other people's profile. The next step is be really good at what you do. Whatever skill you choose to sell as a freelancer, try as much as possible to be as good as possible on that skill. Nowadays, you can learn anything you want to learn on YouTube and Google. So whatever skill you want to sell, keep learning. Never stop learning. Keep developing and improving your skills every day. When you are starting out, it's important to start with smaller projects, because you are not going to get big project anyway if you have no review and no credibility. So start with smaller project and use that as the opportunity to learn and develop your skills. and keep learning, keep developing your skill until you become really good at what you do. Because the key point in building a good portfolio, in building a good profile, is having 5-star reviews and outstanding reviews, written reviews. And the only way to gain outstanding client reviews is to deliver an outstanding project, and you cannot deliver outstanding project if you are not really good at what you do. And even if the skills you choose to sell is hard to learn on YouTube, you can just go to Udemy. There are very cheap courses on Udemy. You can buy a cheap course on Udemy and learn step-by-step tutorials on how to do whatever you want to sell as a freelancer. So that is the next step. Be really good at what you do. The next step is focus on building credibility over money. When you are just starting out, it's very important to focus on building credibility. You are not going to get big projects when you have 0 reviews, when you have 0 credibility, you have 0 portfolio, you have nothing to show. It is going to be close to impossible to get bigger project. So focus on getting clients that just want to save time. For example, if you are selling a service as a graphic designer, try to find project that someone with little to no experience can complete. Something that the person who is given the project, who is looking for the freelancer, just doesn't have the time to do it themselves, so they are looking for someone to do it. Try to find this project that doesn't require an extensive skill, because this is going to help you gain your very first few portfolios and your first few reviews. And the way these platforms work is the more 5-star reviews you have, the more client you get. And the more client you get, the more important client you get. Think about it this way. If I want to create a very complicated website, I am willing to pay $500 for the website. There is no way I'm going to go to those platforms and find someone with 1 review or 0 review to just give them, just because they write they can do it. There is no way I can do that. I am going to find someone who has 20, 50, 100 5-star reviews, and because that means they already completed several projects. That itself is a proof that they know what they are doing. So focus on building your profile. Focus on generating 5-star reviews when you are starting out over money. Because if you focus on the money, you are not going to get it, and you are going to lose your motivation. Here is a bonus tip. Try to find agency clients. Agency clients are clients who are freelancers themselves, but they have other freelancers working for them. If you go to those platforms, you'll find those top-rated sellers. For example, on Fiverr, they have new seller level 1, level 2, and a top-rated seller. And many of those top-rated sellers have become an agency. That means they have more projects than they can handle. And what they do is they hire some new freelancers and they outsource smaller projects to those freelancers. That means they give project that doesn't require an extensive skill. They give to those smaller freelancers to save them time to focus on other projects. And if the client is paying, let's say, $200 for a project, they can pay you $150 and keep $50 as an incentive for themselves. So try to find those clients, because when you are working with those agency clients, you are going to have consistent project. If you manage to find an agency client, even if they are paying you small amount of money, just take it. It will be an opportunity to develop your profile, to have many completed projects and generate your 5-star reviews. Also, if you are working with this agency client, as the time goes on, if your delivery is good enough for them, they will not want to lose you. So even if you raise your rate, if you increase the rate you are charging per project, they will be willing to pay you as long as you are not charging more than what the initial client is paying them. So finding agency client is a good way to generate consistent project every month. Always remember, when you are starting out, it is going to be hard. It is going to take time. And if you are willing, if you are patient and willing to keep developing your skills, it is just a matter of time before you build your profile, you build your portfolio, and you will become a successful freelancer. If you enjoy the video, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.